Hi everybody, it's Raina, and I'd like to also do a video about some things I saw about Austin Metcalf, the athlete who was 17 who got killed in an altercation with another student who at a high school track meet, and it's all over the news. I don't know how anybody could miss it. It's his The other student who stabbed him was Carmelo Anthony, and he's out on bond. And the Austin Metcalf family has been completely devastated. And I try to meditate on Austin, what he was, um, feeling. Um, what if he had something to say? Because I've done that before with people who have passed, and try to get out because it's not like they don't have anything to say because they've passed. Um, they don't have any we know who did it. Carmelo admitted that he did it. Everybody saw him, but Austin might have something to say. So, when the end of the experience was a little bit creepy, but I'm used to it. But anyway, I asked him, and I saw this cloud, this cloudy light, and I was in this place, and it was like there was like a tennis court um net, and there were all these white clouds, and everything was black in the background. And I talked to him. I meditated for a while to get into the the feeling of relaxation and getting back, falling back into myself. And I meditated, and I realized he was there. I couldn't see him, but I could feel his presence, his spirit. There were white clouds, and everything was kind of confused in his world. Uh, he was he was not only confused, he was angry, he was lost, he didn't understand what was going on. And the main thing that he didn't understand was all the hate that was coming to his family. I could see it was coming like arrows at since I was there, it was coming to my direction too. And he was standing near this net with all these clouds all around it, like we were standing in the clouds, and there were hate arrows coming at us, and he didn't understand why all this hate was coming, and it bothered him because people who pass still can know things that are happening on earth, and they can find it out in different ways. And when they find it out, it can actually be very traumatic to them, that they find out that somebody they trusted and loved had did something hurtful to somebody that they love who's still on earth. And it is heartbreaking to them. And I've seen people sob like their hearts are breaking, who are on the other side, who are past, like my mother did when she found out certain things. And it's like their hearts are breaking because they're still connected. Because, in the first couple of years, you're still connected to those you love on earth. And anyway, Austin's heart was broken because he was seeing his father, his family attacked, and he didn't understand why his family was being attacked. And I was trying to comfort him in the best way I could. Like, well, I wanted to say it's going to be okay. And I'm here if you need to talk to me. I told him that. I said, I don't have the answers, but if you want to talk to me, I'm here. And I knew it hurt him. And he was also very concerned about his brother Hunter. He was worried about his mental health and that he wouldn't make it through this, that he would wouldn't be strong enough to get through this. He was worried about him doing something that wasn't good. That was a real worry for him because he was very concerned about his brother. He was less concerned about his father because he knew his father was strong, but he was more concerned about his brother. And if anything happens to his brother, there's going to be all hell to pay because the way this has gone down has been an absolute travesty of justice and of moral. There has been no moral anything between certain people have been so cruel and evil towards this family. And I am not being biased, I'm being honest. The people that are doing this better stop because God sees everything. And this family has been treated like total crap. They lost their son. The Metcalfs lost their son in a brutal, horrible way for absolutely no reason. No matter what he did or said to him, it didn't matter. The kid had no reason bringing a gun into the premises. There was no reason for him to stab Austin. I don't know what happened, what set him off, but I think it was that mentality thing that group has, that certain group has, that's been a problem for decades. That needs to stop. Because it's not okay to just because somebody gives you a little nudge to get out of the tent, you're not in the right tent, you get to stab them in the heart and their life and destroy their family's life. No, it doesn't work that way. You don't get to do that. That's not your right. You're not God. So, and the circus that the Anthony family has created and the money and the blah, blah, blah is ridiculous. It cheapens the whole thing on their side. They look like a bunch of circus freaks. And the Emmanuel guy with a pedophile record and a criminal record, it's just ridiculous. He's like a clown. He's got no merit, no reputation except bad. And here, Chef Metcalf is willing to make amends, pray with them, say, I forgive your son. I mean, how better a person could he have been? How many people could have done that? Not me. I was furious. I was ready to wring their necks if I would have been there, throw things at them, like yell and scream. And, if they would have done that to my son, how wonderful. He knew that if he did that, it would start a race war. And he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to use that other guy, that white guy who wanted to start a white supremacy thing against the Metcalfs and the Austin, the Anthony's. He didn't want Austin's name to be used to start violence in his son's name. And that is very admirable because he could have done it. And then the whole Shiloh Hendricks thing. So what? What's the name? Look at all the violence against white people. So she called some 11, 12-year-old kid who was hanging out at the playground because he was in the bag. He might have smart talked her. He might have said things. He might have called her a cracker or a white bitch or something. We don't know what was said to her. Nothing. That was not filmed. If somebody would have called me a white bitch and a cracker and a cunt or something, I would have damn well used the same word. Nobody knows what was said. Oh, they're just jumping on it, right away. They don't even know the facts, but they jump on it. So I'm with her because white people have had enough of this. This was the last straw. We've been taken advantage of for a long time, and I had to put up with an awful lot because it's not fair. Black favoritism is done. We're done with it. It's over. You can call us cracker, white girl. My daughter used to be called white girl in her high school all the time because it was 65% black. And they had to go in groups to the bathroom, the white girls. And anywhere else they went because they would get ganged up on by the black girls. Because that's the way it was. It wasn't the other way around. If it was more white kids, they didn't bother the black kids. They had them in their groups. They had them in as their friends. Because that's the difference. So something has to be done about the black community. I like black people. I've had a lot of black friends. One of my best friends was black. But she acted normal. This trashing of restaurants and going into places and holding up planes from taking off because they're, they gotta get attention. This has got to stop. It really does. We're Europeans. We don't act like that. I'm first generation European. My family comes from Europe, and we don't act like that. I don't want to live around people who act like that. No. So anyway, poor Austin got it, stabbed in the heart. Like he didn't have his whole life ahead of me. And his family gets treated like crap. And all these black people jump on it like, well, your son deserved to die because he touched Carmelo. Carmelo told him not to touch him when Austin tried to say, you need to leave the tent. This is our school's tent. Your school tent's over there. And Carmelo wasn't even supposed to be at that meet because he was banned. Because he had a knife. He brought a knife to another event a week before. So he was banned. And he was suspended because he brought another knife. He brought another knife the week before, and he had another knife again. Why was he bringing knives to events if he wasn't planning to start trouble? The kid had a trouble past. He was a rich kid. And then they go on and they're buying all kinds of things with the fund, GoFundMe money or the gifts to go. And the guy turns out to be a shyster. I mean, it's all shady and everything. It's disgusting. And Jeff Metcalf showed he had class. He was a good man. He didn't flip out right away. He stayed quiet. He even came to the press conference because he was entitled. But he got removed because they thought he might bring a gun. No, he left without stabbing anybody. Yeah, how about that? And Shiloh didn't stab anybody either when she was at the playground with a supposed kid who she called an N-word. God only knows what he called her before the video went rolling. Somebody would have called me the kind of names that I think she probably got called. I would have called them that too. And who cares? Anyway, they need to get over it. So, okay, that's my thing. And Austin did come, and he is upset about all the slurs, the things coming at him, the attacks on his family. He's concerned for his brother very much, and he's very sad and confused right now. So he's not settled. He's not at peace. This is on his. This is not good for him either. He's not happy. And this morning, when I was lying in bed, I woke up from a nap because the medication I take, it's for pain. It makes me fall a little, makes me sleepy. So I wake up from nap and I try it again. I try to contact Austin again, and I didn't open my eyes yet, and I didn't know anything what was going on. My husband had gone to work, and I heard two loud creaking sounds outside my door, and very loud. And then I heard two whispers, but I couldn't make out the words. It was very loud, and I thought, well, maybe it's my dog, because he's a big dog, and I thought maybe he's making the creaking noises. It was like someone was walking right outside my door, where the door and the rug come together. I was on my door, and I thought, well, maybe Bobby came home and he's, trying to. But I thought, no, he would never scare me like that. He knows how I am about that. He knows I would attack him, or I'd throw something at him or something like that. He knows I don't like that. And I thought, it's not a burglar. He would have jumped on me already, and I would have beat him off. And anyway, so I couldn't. So I opened my eyes, and my dog was sleeping peacefully on the bed. Nobody was home. I tried to I tried to duplicate the creaking noises. I couldn't. I couldn't make a creaking noise there. I couldn't make one the whole hallway. So I think Austin was there. And then in my mind's eye, I kept seeing him in his football outfit, standing outside the door, wanting to talk. So I know he'll come back, and we'll communicate again. He can tell me more of what he thinks. And that's all I have to say. And if you didn't like what I had to say, that's too bad, but it's the truth. So I'll talk to y'all soon. And, I love you. And see you soon. Take care. Bye. Be safe.